Good morning, everybody. Park Rat Pat right here. I am flying solo this morning. Mr. Swifty has stuff to do, although he may pop in a little later. I'm making this an open stream. I put the link at the top of the chat. If anybody wants to come up, say hi, tell a story or two, you are more than welcome to. We've had some people stopping in this morning since early. Darby's down home detecting at about 6:30. Tom Kingery has stopped by. Hopefully he's still here. Mr. Gold Panning Dutchy Jaco, good to see you here this morning. Mark C. And Danny Boy just a digging. Hopefully more people will be rolling in. There's Mr. PD Sandigger. Good morning to you. Yeah, Danny, it's pretty exciting. I'm still getting used to the dentures. There's lots of adjustments that are needed. Be prepared for them discomfort and all that kind of good stuff. But hey, I'm going through it myself. So if she needs someone as a sounding board, please feel free to reach out to me. I mean, I've had to alter these myself just to keep them from hurting. So we're getting there, though. I go in for another fit tomorrow, and then hopefully I'll be able to wear the bottoms again, because those just are not working for me. It can be frustrating, but tell Talisha to stay strong. It will be worth it all in the end. Glad to see you here this morning, Frankie. Hope things are going well for you. Like I said earlier, the link is at the top of the chat. If anybody wants to come up and say hi or help out here, I am without a co-host. Dang. But the show must go on. Oh, had a Susie Q 96. Grumpy fella, good to see you. Jim Steele, Treasure Tom, good morning to you. Thank you all for coming in. As I just stated, I have no co-host this morning. Link is at the top of the chat. If anybody wants to come up and say hey or help out a little bit, that would be great. But not mandatory. We are going to keep on keeping on. I was blessed enough yesterday to get out and detect with Kimberly, and we did good. We had a very fun time. Let's see. Kimberly found a very, very unique 40% half dollar. You'll have to watch her shorts to see that over at Kimberly Creamer, Sunshine State Detectivist. See, my brain's waking up slow but sure. Found a couple of Wheaties. I found a nice compact. And I found this awesome beauty right here. Let me see if I can get it on there right. 1936 Buffalo. Heck yeah. So, super happy with that. Ohio River History, Shane, good to see you. Yeah, don't get in trouble at work, Shane. I'm glad you stopped by, though. Wow. We're just getting started. We still got a little ways to go. So I'm sure before it's all over, we'll be having a good time. 717 Detector, welcome aboard. And like Susie says, everybody, please remember to hit that thumbs up on the way in the door. Blistering Barnacles Magnets, good morning to you. Quick shout to Blistering here. The first material I got for glow-in-the-dark stuff is crap. It's not like the original stuff that I had. So since that company went out of business, I'm going through other suppliers, and I will find something that works perfect. Welcome back, Jaco. Good to see you here. A Fox in the Ground Detecting. Good morning to you. Oh, yeah. So you'll have to excuse me. I'm still waking up. Thank you so much, Susie. I appreciate the help. Get as much rest as you can, girl. Mm-hmm. Well, I will definitely keep you in the loop there, Barnacles. Mm. Although I have found some really good holographic and iridescent material that I'm enjoying working with on my samples and temporary tattoos. So that could be a thing in the future that I get perfected and offer up. Because, hey, who doesn't need that little teardrop every once in a while when you're detecting in a bad neighborhood, so you look all rough and tumble. Let me make sure I did not miss anybody here. I may have missed somebody. Grumpy feller, there you are. Good morning. Sorry I missed you earlier. I am working all by myself today, so things might be a little bit disjointed. But happy to be waking up. It's already a beautiful day here. It's 7:36 in the morning and it's 75 degrees. Yesterday it was let's say 93 degrees, and Kimberly and I were just burning up. Good morning, Deej. And good to see you here. Slightly different show this morning. I have no co-host, so I'm kind of winging it, but I did leave the link at the top of the chat if anybody wants to come up and say hey or whatever. Come on up. Let's tell some detective stories and show some good finds. But yeah, yesterday was dastardly hot, and all the more important, whether you're here in Florida or anywhere else in the world, when it's getting hot, when things are overly humid, that kind of weather can beat you down. Stay hydrated. Absolutely. And I'm not just talking sody fizzes, plenty of water. Even if you think water is yucky, your body needs it more than anything. Stay hydrated. PD's up in here. Everybody's saying their hellos. I'm trying to look through and make sure that everybody's got a wrench. This way you can all share out your channels. There we go. We just gave a wrench to Treasure Tom. Please feel free to share out your channel. And of course, it makes it easier for you to hit on the other people that are in the chat and get over to their channels and subscribe. Remember, when you subscribe to someone, leave that thumbs up, ring the bell, go to one of their videos, give it a quick watch, leave a comment. This is going to help that subscription to stick. All right. Trying to see what's going on here. Silver Wrench, good morning. Hope y'all are having a good morning or afternoon or evening, whatever it is where you are at. And thank you for joining me. Oh, I can't wait to get together and detect with Swifty, but no, he's got stuff to do this morning. Get down to the flea market, try to sell some stuff. He only gets his government disability money once a month, and that's never enough. So, boys got to get out there and hustle and make a few bucks. Definitely not going to begrudge him that. Hopefully he has some good sales today and is able to keep things on a nice even keel until his next check comes in. And some of the holes I had to dig yesterday were deep enough to lose somebody in. We found the bottle dump area of this property we were on, and every shovel was just nothing but broken glass. But there were a few good things in there. I got a buckle, I got a compact, and of course got that nickel. Time for a drink. You'll have to forgive me. I'm still getting used to the dentures. And sometimes they choke you. It makes you want to dry heave or spit them out. And you just got to kind of work through that. So if I have that awkward pause, that's why. Nothing serious going on. I'm still just getting used to them. Reg, what's going on? Good morning to you. Happy to have you in chat here. Now, now, a lot of times when I'm out in the field, like I said earlier, staying hydrated is important. And of course, I always refer to Sody Fizz, but make no mistakes about it. I drink as much water and Gatorade, if not more Gatorade, than anything else because the electrolytes. Yeah, it's important to replace that hydration, but your body's burning off a lot of nutrients. A lot of people don't want to eat when they're out there hot, carrying food with them or whatever. So that's when Gatorade and those type of drinks really come in handy to keep your electrolytes balanced and keep you stable mentally. Because that is one of the first things that will be affected by dehydration is your mental capacities. Kind of weird that Park Rat should be talking about mental capacities, but it's a strange world we live in. Nice. We had rain yesterday. We were about whooped, and then it downpoured, and we got soaked, and it felt cold, and then we knew it was time to leave. Not because it was cold, but here in Florida, as soon as that rain stops and the sun comes back out, the humidity goes through the roof, and it's like literally living in soup. And it was funny, it poured. We got soaked. We went out to dig a few more holes, and literally a half an inch down, dry sand. You know, it just comes down so quick, it can't all soak in. It does the runoff, and it's like, and yet somehow it still improves signal quality. If I had the water to spare, I'd probably wet the ground first before detecting somewhere. Gotta head to the dentist tomorrow, get these reseated, hopefully be able to use the lowers. So I am looking forward to that. Sounding a little bit more and more like myself. I still think I look funny with them in, not as far as the teeth go, but the shape of my face because of them. Grumpy Feller says he'll be in Ocala, Florida in August for a few days. Awesome stuff. That is a good time of year to be here if you can handle the heat and humidity. I don't think Ocala is really too well. Nothing in Florida is too far away. I can get over to Rob's in less than 3 hours. And there's a benefit to all of this too. I seem to be a little bit more careful speaking and talking a little slower and just really taking time to make sure I pronounce things right. You know, you get to talking fast and then you have this tendency to put the emphasis on the wrong syllable. So it's definitely helping me out. Good morning, chilling and grilling adventures with Dan B. Great to see you here, brother. Hope you are having a good morning and gonna have a great day. Oh, door knocked another forgotten school location, waiting for a call back. It can take some time. I had one property I got permission on a couple of years ago, and it took me about 8 months to get permission. But that place was absolutely, that was like the best honey hole I've ever had. You know, I mean, every time I went to that property, one day out there with Rob and Dalton, and I believe Simon was there. They had come over to check out this property with me. One day, we pulled 47 Wheaties, not counting the silvers and other trinkets and lead soldiers, and everything under the sun was out there, and probably still is, but the property has been bought by someone else, and they don't want anybody out there digging. Yeah, I need to stop smoking cigarettes myself. It doesn't really benefit anybody, but since I can't chew my fingernails, I got to do something. 5 days is good, very good. And I've heard that chewing tobacco is harder to quit than cigarettes is. I know when we go up to Virginia and Tennessee, there's signs all over the place about it. Again, for those just joining in, top of the chat is the link if you want to come up and say hey, play part-time co-host, tell us some stories. I know a lot of people have trouble with getting permissions, what to say during door knocks, how to do research, that kind of stuff. If you got questions, come on up and ask them, or ask them in the chat. Somebody here has got the intelligence you need and can definitely get those questions answered for you. Because the more avenues you give yourself to get on properties, the better results you're going to have. I can't imagine if I had just stuck to parks and playgrounds. Although great stuff can be found out there, and I probably would have a lot more rings, but I'm just in love with the relics and so super happy when I can get out and find something old and cool, and I'd almost rather have that than silver. Choke time. Oh boy. So we got up early yesterday, about 5. Got on the road at 6. We were probably detecting by 7:45. We left there. I can't remember the exact time, but I got home about 6:30, and I was just flat out ready to call it a day. I was done. Yeah. Took me a nice hot shower, slammed a couple of protein drinks, and got back into action to watch some of the live streams and get my shorts set up for the next day, yada, yada. So there's a lot that's involved with being a YouTuber, as most of you know. Adventures with I Am Pat Pa. Hello, good to see you here. Hopefully you are having a good morning. So, my best find, like I showed earlier, was this 1936 Indian head penny. who's been out detecting? What kind of cool things have you found this week? Let us know in the chat. That'd be awesome. Martin Smythe, good morning to you, sir. Welcome. Mark the Berg Hunter. Oh, I hear you, Mark. There are times it's like I would ditch it all. I would, but I like being in the community. I love doing stickers. And, you got to be part of the community to be considered for stuff like that. Again, no co-host, so you'll have to bear with me. I'm kind of... Danny Boy says he found a 1920 Merc P Mint Mark War Nickel. Nice. Absolutely nice. Can't remember the last time I found a War Nickel. Of course, if you're watching my shorts, it looked like I found one a few days ago. But I'm actually creating my shorts from my older videos. So that one that was shown this week, War Nickel, was actually about 4 or 5 years ago. I had to go and look at my stats and think, I've been on YouTube. It will be 5 years in August. So I've been detecting about 6.5. Papa found an old pocket knife last week. That's decent. Decent? Yeah. There we go. I'll get it. Good morning, Whistle Pig Dale. Good to have you here, brother. Yeah, definitely pay attention to that driving. The Sunday drivers out there that aren't, you need to be on the alert. Good morning, Jim Steele. If I haven't said hi to you already, you get there. Yeah, breathing better is good. I have noticed that since having all of my bad teeth taken out, I just generally feel better. My mouth's not in constant pain. My body's not expending a lot of energy fighting infections and all the bacteria and all the junk that goes along with having bad teeth. So I can see improvement. And I've got that winning smile. There you go. Park Rat Potato Head. Yeah. Yes, I sent your... I sent the package out to you, Martin. I sent the sticker pack you got. I sent the coins from the Easter egg. I have not sent the pay dirt because I want to talk to you about that, about repackaging it. Right now it's in a foil benzo bag, and I'd like to take that out and put it into a plastic bag because I don't know if the foil bags would cause any trouble going through your system and at customs and all that stuff. So I wanted to check with you before sending that out. Greg. Backyards, cellar holes. I'd love to get on some cellar holes. No doubt about that. Digging it back, Charlie. Good morning, Charlie. Good to see you here. You'll have to bear with me being a little bit patchy. I've got no co-host this morning, so kind of limping along. Alrighty, I will go for it. My wife was all like, "Oh, you should check first before you send, or else you'll have to pay extra postage." And it's like, I don't care about the extra postage. It's not a thing, but I got to get stuff out the door. And so if it means 2 mailings, it means 2 mailings. And she's like, okay, you know everything. And it's like, well, she's finally willing to admit that. It only took 23 years. Mm, mm. Good crowd. We got 19 up in the chat right now. Mm. If you were able to get out digging this week, go ahead and let us know what your best find was. Mm. And Kimberly found a marble in with one of her items. And she found a real nice key tag with a person's name on it, R. Walker, and then under it said Clewiston. And then on the back side, it had box number. So this was the keychain for somebody's P.O. box key. And I'm sure with a little bit of research, she'd be able to track down a year on that, which would also be very cool. Don't even worry about the postage, Martin. I got that covered. Winning a prize should not cost you anything. And yes, Dutchie's got it right. Please remember to smash that like button on the way in. The sooner those likes build up, the better YouTube likes us in the algorithm. I'm loving the Xterra. It's an awesome little machine, but I probably had to watch 40 or 50 videos just to get dialed in right, and I spent a lot of time in my test garden. And I would check every item in every mode at every frequency to determine what was giving me the best sounds and the best numbers. Ooh, Papa found a Buffalo Bills Wild West arcade token. That sounds cool. I wonder what the age on that would be. There are books out there specifically about tokens or buttons or buckles, and I don't have any of them, but I should probably get one of each, if for no other reason than to help with my education. I don't know about y'all, but since I've been doing my thing with YouTube, I've learned a lot more. Hey, we've got a guest down here. Let's all put your hands together and give a warm welcome to Deej. Good morning, Deej.
Good morning.
Better turn up my volume now. How are you doing today?
Okay, still waking up.
Oh, yeah. Seems to be a longer and longer process the older I get.
Me too.
My body.
I woke up at 5:30, but
yeah,
it takes a couple cups of coffee to get going.
Yeah, first my body wakes up, then my bladder, and then a few hours later my brain.
Yep. So. Yep, I got out detecting. I'm just trying to think how many days I detected last week. Let's see. Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and then yesterday. So today I always choose. The only thing I do with detecting on Saturdays, if I'm not having breakfast with the boys, which they're all getting ready for the holiday weekend, so
yeah,
I'm not doing breakfast today. But that's when I drive around and do my door knocking, because people are outside working in their yards. And that.
I know Kimberly likes to approach people when they're already outside.
Yeah, so do I. I mean, I will knock on a door if I have to, but.
Oh, yeah. I like cold knocking, but lately, wherever we go, and I cold knock, it's always a Mexican family. And a lot of times they don't speak good English, you know. So to get my point across, I've gotten a translator app, and it's free. And I went up to these people yesterday. It's like, hi, I'm Patrick. This is my friend Kimberly. Gave him the whole spiel. And the guy looked at me like, what? So I set it again into my translator and hit the button, and it set it out. And he's like, oh, Yes. See, go enjoy. Like,
That's great.
awesome. And so
That's
having that little voice translator app really helped me out.
right.
I highly recommend that as a door knocking tool because you just never know who you're going to come across. We came across one place we had knocked, and we could communicate with the woman, but I believe her main language was German.
Mm-hmm.
And so it took a long time for us to do our back and forth. If I'd had the translator app, then whatever she was saying after she said it, I could have hit the button and it would have said it in clear English to me.
Yeah.
You know,
Hi, Mark DeBerg, Hunter.
good morning. Yep, fun with dirt. Welcome. I don't know if I
Tony's
missed
in the house.
you. Everybody's
Tony
here.
had a good video out this week with his collaboration hunt with Audra, Jersey History Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, I was waiting for a good rain. I went out Friday back to my schoolhouse permission because I haven't even really put a dent in it. And the soil was getting so dry, I was having trouble with conductivity.
Mm-hmm.
So then, I knew rain was coming. I went there with only 2 hours before the rain was supposed to start. I think I got 3 in before it started. And then I went back Saturday and it rained on and off all night but I wasn't sure how good of a soaking rain. And it improved the conductivity. It went down a good 2 inches. So,
Mm-hmm.
The
I had tried.
I think is affected by the first dirt that it goes through.
Mm-hmm.
So I think any kind of rain is good. Will improve it.
There's always some level of moisture deep in the ground,
Mm-hmm.
but that top layer is what gets bone dry. A couple of years ago, if you remember the videos where I was like cutting down the lot, there was one big area that was pretty much dried up on its own, and I couldn't get a signal out there. Well, I've got one of those big orange coolers like they carry on the construction trucks because I go through a lot of water in the summertime. And here's my flabby, sweaty self carrying that around, splattering water on the ground, trying to get that area to come active. Yeah, and it paid off. I ended up getting 2 toy cars out of there. But yeah, that first bit of moisture makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this school site, my first video aired this last Friday. And I found a really cool schoolhouse relic I just went the other day. I could not find a gold-plated chain to put it on. But I found a chain that was small enough. I still have to take it to a jeweler's and have them take the chain apart, put it through what I found, and then attach it again because I'm putting it in a Riker box. And then the owners of the property and I will present it to the Historical Society because they were the ones that had that schoolhouse moved. And we'll screw it into the wall of the inside of the schoolhouse so nobody can steal it, but they can still, and have a little history blurb on it. Cool. So I'm hoping to get it all done. I ordered the Riker box 2 days ago, and I got the chain. Now I just have to go to the jeweler's Monday and have them do that for me.
Now, for me, when it comes to research, I use the Onyx Hunt app because it shows me property boundaries and who the owner is.
Right.
And what their contact information is. So oftentimes I can tell, okay, the owner lives in this house. So I'll be talking to a renter, or the owner lives somewhere else. And I use the Gaia app because it'll show where the old buildings used to be.
Yep.
But it doesn't tell me what the old buildings were. As opposed to, this was a foundry, or this was a schoolhouse, or this was an old hospital. It just shows me there was a building there.
You can find out that information if you go to, it'll either be at the Historical Society for that town or the records will be at the library or they will be at the township offices. You can go back on tax records and it will say exactly what improvements were made from year to year, many times. Not always, but many times. So you'll get an idea of what was there that year.
Now,
so that's a good way to find that information.
How long does research like that usually take? I know a lot of us live in an instant world where we want to push a button and get our answers.
Well, I discovered it by accident at a library in a nearby town. And then when I went back to get more information about more permissions that I had, they didn't have the books anymore. I said, well, what did you do with them, for God's sake? Oh, they're at the Historical Society. So that limited, I had to wait till they were open because they're not open during the winter. I had to wait until they opened up and then ask to see the books and then go through them then. So it just depends. I didn't even realize. I mean, I probably thought there was always such a thing, but I didn't know if they were still in existence. And many towns, they don't throw that stuff away, thank God.
Yeah.
So I just happened to find it one day and said, whoa, this is important.
We've got a place around here.
And then I went to the town that I'm in and checked and found that there was a barn and a house on my lot in the town I live in, which I live out in the boonies. But it told me they were being taxed on a house and a barn. So
there's a place here down the road from me that used to be a brothel. I know a lot of people say that about places, but this actually used to be a brothel. And then it turned into a little antique mall. And then it was closed for a while. And while it was the antique mall, I was trying to get permission. But they didn't want me hunting on the grounds because they were trying to get the place ready to sell. And it finally sold. And I've gone through and tracked down this new owner. And the new property owner actually lives in France.
Oh, wow.
So getting in touch with them, back and forth talking to the people who are running the place now as a business. Oh, we talked to him. You're not interested? No, said no, said no, said no. But I haven't heard it from the owner directly. So many times, like you'll call the name of the real estate agent sign and they'll be like, oh, the owners would rather not have you out there. Okay. And then someday you drive by and you see the owners out there and they're like, oh yeah, go for it. So yeah, I'd rather talk to the owner.
Right. For sure.
But
and sometimes, it's the same thing. Sometimes you'll get a yes, sometimes you'll get a no.
Well, I
went to school with the owner of a property who now lives in California and is a doctor. I had his sister who is living in the family, several generation family farm, living on it, out detecting with me, gave her everything I found, and then he found out that we were doing that, and he said, no more. And she said, well, I can't very well continue this with you because he pays the taxes on the house. And I said, why wouldn't he want your family's history? That makes no sense.
I don't get that myself. So I get a hold of this owner and go back and forth with them, only to find out after all of this time that the owner says, because it is a historic building and all of this, that I have to get permission from the local historical society because they're in charge of local history, even though he owns the property. And I kind of get that because places that are like deemed landmarks, you've got to keep the color the same and the windows the same, all stuff like that. So I've gone full loop, starting with talking to the Historical Society, going through all these loops, only to find out it is their decision. And they were saying it's the owner's decision.
Yeah.
So sent them over the stuff that I had gotten from the owner in email, and now hoping to hear back from them because there's got to be killer stuff out there.
Right.
You know, it sits
Are
high on
you
the
are
hill.
you willing? Are you willing to donate a
I
display?
tell everybody, you can have it all. I just want to make a good video.
Yeah.
You know,
See,
I tell
that's me
people
too.
when I'm door
I
knocking,
just want to get it out of the ground so it's not
it's like
rotting away.
this property's been in your family for 120 years. That's your history in the ground. I don't want it. I just want to be the one who finds it.
Right.
You know, I got no interest in bringing more crap home. You
Yeah.
don't
I'm
believe
at a
me? Come
stage
here
in
and
my
look at the
life I
buckets
need
of
to
crap
get
I
rid of
got.
stuff.
Yeah,
So
it's hard. It's like, you know, but how many compacts can I sit on? You know, how many lipstick tubes can I put on display or locks? Or
yeah.
it's like
Right.
enough's enough, and I'd rather give it to the owners or give it to some museum or historical group just so they can deal with it and store it and keep it preserved, because
Right.
I lose stuff around here all the time.
Well, see, most of the permissions that I'm looking for, I've researched a tornado that went through Michigan in the 1800s for, well, almost 20 years now.
Mm.
So the majority, not all, but the majority of my permissions are in the track of that tornado. And that. And one of them, I have been trying to get this permission for over 10 years, and there's never anybody. There'll be vehicles there, and nobody ever comes to the door. And I finally got that permission.
Oh, nice.
And it's a massive farm. It's a massive farm. I mean, around the buildings itself, the fields, I think they have horses now, but you know, it used to be much larger than it is now.
Mm.
I finally got that permission. Then another one, just over the county line. I've been trying to get that permission forever. Well, now I found out she's got a cabin up by my cabin up in the UP. So that's where she's at in the summertime. So that one, she will be back down. They're up opening up the cabin right now. Back down to mow and everything and get some doctor appointments and stuff like that done before they go back up. So I've got June 10th to June 25th to detect that farm, you know.
Oh yeah, hit it hard.
So
So
I'm trying to line them up.
So many places that we see are like fenced in, and they've got the big double gates. And we'll see people in there, but we can't get in there to talk to anybody. And you can sit at the gate all day and wave, and nobody will pay attention to you.
Right.
It's like, what if I were broke down on this lonely road and needed a little help?
Right.
You know, but this one place that Kimberly and I pass all the time has a fireplace and chimney on it. Must be 50 feet tall.
Yeah.
And that's it for this whole big area. And then way in back is the new house and the new barn and all this stuff. And we would love to detect that property for those people, but we can't get them to come to the gate and say hi.
Right.
You know, so then it comes down to old-fashioned letter writing.
Yeah, I've had places like that, and as soon as I see a car starting to come out, I pull over, like immediately, hit the brakes and pull over. Jump out of the car and walk over and say, you know, that's when I do my spiel. You know, I didn't feel comfortable opening your gate. I'm glad you're coming out. I wanted to talk to you. You know, so I spend Sundays, if I'm not on YouTube and I'm not having breakfast with the boys, I'm outdoor knocking on Sundays. You know, after the church hour, you know, usually after noon. After 12 noon, I go door knocking.
I've decided it's worth the little extra expense because I've sent letters to lots of people to try and explain myself and ask permission, and nothing ever comes of it. So from now on, after dealing with this French guy, when I send somebody a letter, I'm going to
send them a self-addressed stamped envelope with it.
I'm going to send it registered so they have to sign for it.
Oh.
So I know they got it.
Right.
You know?
Right. And I always send a self-addressed stamped envelope. That's only if the owner is out of state or out, you know, too far for me to drive and ask permission. Because it's too easy to say no over the phone. It's too easy to say no by letter. It's too easy to say no by email. It's better to talk to them in person, have them see what kind of person you are.
Mm-hmm.
And be honest. When you're talking with these people, be honest, because they will spot a liar a mile off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So be honest. Share your passion for saving the history. Don't say you're a coin shooter. Say you are a relic hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Say, this is
So,
what I do to relax. I enjoy doing it. Talking to an owner yesterday.
yep. That's
His
the
name's
same with me yesterday. I
Toby.
told
He
them,
ended up giving us carte blanche on the property. And the selling point for him was showing him my YouTube stats, because
mm-hmm,
he's fixing up this place. He wants to flip it and sell it.
mm-hmm,
So he's like, I don't care about the lawn right now. I'll put in a new lawn before it's done.
right.
And so,
Well, I
but
got a couple houses
seeing
I
that
want to hit today.
seeing that I get 130,000 views a month means when he is finally ready to sell, I'll make a short and talk about it. I'll
Mm-hmm,
show the sign, let everybody see this property is for sale.
right.
You want
Yep.
that sign in the yard getting seen by 200 people a week in town, or do you want it blasted all across the country?
Right.
He's like, that sounds like a good deal to me, Pat.
Yep. There you
Like,
go.
I will do it.
Well, there are a couple of houses for sale in the trek of this old 1800s tornado. And there's still cars at these houses, so they're still living in them. And that's a good time
Yep.
to try to get permission. It's just like the presentation I did at the Historical Society a couple weeks ago. They had just put their parents' house up for sale. And I said, I had asked permission 10 years ago, and they said no. And I said, can I get permission before you sell this to try to get any of your family history out of the ground for you before you sell it,
Mm-hmm.
and that. And then they finally said yes. And then they were thrilled, with what I found. I only found that one item
Mm-hmm.
of, historical importance, but they were thrilled, and they were excited for the ceremony, of me presenting it to them,
Mm-hmm.
framed. And it might bring me that much closer to having the Historical Society let me detect their spot.
Yeah.
Now, legally, I could detect it without their permission, but because I'm a member, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Even though it's township property and you can detect it, they don't want it detected yet.
Yeah.
But now that I've showed them that I'm not, detectors aren't out to get rich. I'm out to save the history before it rots away in the ground. Maybe, So
Yeah.
I'm trying to hurry up and get what I found in my last video framed up and ready to go. And then the owners of the schoolhouse property, who also donated that schoolhouse to the Historical Society, we will come and present it to the Historical Society. I'll get a picture with the owners. Maybe if I keep doing this, they'll finally take me seriously, but you have to be patient.
I had talked
You have
to
to just keep sharing your passion for saving history. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it can take years and years and years.
I've talked to one of our local real estate agents who sells a lot of property around here, and she's gotten me 2 permissions based on the fact that the family is selling this house that they've owned for 80 years, and she lets them know, hey, if things have been lost over the years, you had graduation parties, weddings, whatever, that's still in the ground. I've got a guy who can come over and look for it for you for free, so that even though you're leaving your home, you're not leaving your memories.
Right.
And twice she's called me up and said, yeah, these people would like you to come over and see what you can find. And I get over there and they're like, somebody lost a bracelet out here. We were doing a big picture thing at Christmas, and I hunt around,
Right.
and everything I pull up, they get. And one time, yes, I found the bracelet. And the other one that I went on, I was not able to find the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, it's fine with me if the owners want to follow me all over the place. That's cool because they've got to report back that yes, I'm an honest and good guy, and
Right.
the real estate lady. But whenever
Word of
she,
mouth really
makes
makes
whenever
a
she's
difference. That's how
up
I
a
got
new
this schoolhouse
contract,
commission.
she talks to the people about that, and sometimes she says that may help me get to be the one who sells the house because I've got this service I can offer that none of the other realtors do.
Right.
And so I promised her I wouldn't talk to any other real estate people in this town,
Mm-hmm.
and she'd have the exclusive on that.
That's a
But
good idea. That's a
you
good
got to
idea.
try a lot of different angles if you want to get your foot in the door.
Yep. Yep. And then Monday, I have to try to get a permission. I can't get it. It's a business. And I can't get the permission on a Sunday because there won't be anybody there. But cross your fingers. It's a very unique business that has been there for many, many years. And I just think we could find cool stuff there. It's I don't know if it's new. People may have done this sort of detecting before, but not recently, not in a while, not in a few years. So cross your fingers I get that permission. So hopefully I didn't jinx myself. I was so excited about this permission that somebody told me about that I made a thumbnail for it. So I'm all ready to go. Hopefully I didn't jinx myself.
No. I think that's visualization. That's the first step in manifestation. You know it's going to happen. You believe it's going to happen, and you make preparations for it to be final.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Yep.
Every bit helps there.
I got to look at the chat.
I think there's good tips and tricks that we can learn from every detectorist.
Oh, absolutely.
When it comes to permissions and especially research, there's just so many awesome ways to research a property or to research a town. And it's like I never would have thought until you said it to follow the track of where a tornado went through. I mean, we had one cut through our neighborhood years ago, so close that it ripped the pool structure off the house.
Right.
And you could see the trail of where it had cut through when all of this was just wooded land out
Now,
here.
if you go to your state library, there will be a state report on that tornado with names of property owners, the damage, any deaths, all of that. That's, in my research of the last 20 years of several different tornadoes in Michigan in the 1800s. That was amazing to me because some of them, they even had pictures, the damage and that. And then if you do find an old house permission, ask them if they have any pictures of how it used to look. More than likely, they'll have a picture before Ancestry will or the Historical Society, because not everybody is ready to part with that stuff. If you know what I mean? They just hang on to it until they get older and then they part with it.
I had found a bit of information one guy told me about when, you get on an old property and people want to find where the clothesline was. And, you have, like, I've got one right here as a probe for probing for bottles and stuff to find where the dump is. He'll go to where he thinks the clothesline would have been and then probe around for cement because the pole, wooden pole, metal pole, whatever it was usually cemented in.
Right.
So if you can find one of those,
find the privy that way too.
He'd find one of those cement blocks and he knows he's in that area somewhere. And it's like, that's brilliant. And I never carry this with me. And it's like, this has got to be one of those things I just start throwing in the car and leave it there,
Right. I normally do that, but I'm trying to take stuff. My car is a mess. I never got it cleaned up before winter, and I got to get ready because next month is the Detect Michigan event, and I'm SUV camping. So I got to get my car cleaned up.
I am terrible about cleaning out my car.
I gotta pick a week where it's not going to rain because I'm going to pull all my stuff out and put it on the deck. Take it. Hopefully, the price hasn't gone too sky high since the vid, and get it detailed, cleaned and detailed before I go.
Yeah.
So
I had a sewing machine.
The last time I had my car cleaned and detailed on the inside, it was like $129.
Ouch.
Yeah.
I had a sewing machine in the back of my car for maybe a month and a half. And people were like, why are you carrying around the sewing machine? It's an old Singer sewing machine, the kind you pedal, but it still worked. I got it for free. And then when I got that wood from Idaho, the bird's eye maple burl, after about a month, I found a guy. I gave him some of the burl. He completely re-veneered the machine for me.
Oh, wow.
It looks gorgeous and it works awesome. And
now it's worth a pretty penny.
It's heavy. That's why I didn't want to take it out of the car.
Right.
It looks so beautiful now. My wife is super happy with that.
Oh, nice.
It's like you want to talk about turning a garage sale find into something priceless. Absolutely wonderful. But I'm terrible for cleaning out my car. I've still got 2 big chunks of that burl in there. I've got the cover for the motorhome in there.
That's another way to get permissions, folks. For instance, the first weekend of May was the Heritage Trail garage sale in Michigan. Goes for 90 miles. And every time I stopped at a farm or an old house, garage selling, I'm looking for shadow box frames, things that I can play stuff in.
Yeah.
And that I try to get permission. And I got one permission that way. And then when I told her my name when I told her about other permissions and donations to the Historical Society, she goes, I know who you are. Absolutely, you have permission. I know so-and-so. She talks so much about you. And I'm going, so word of mouth does help, folks. But try hitting garage sales to get permissions.
It's kind of a good feeling. I've had it happen twice now where I'd be just out in the field detecting and somebody would just pull up and be like, you're that park rat guy. And I'm like, well, yeah. It's like kind of nice to get recognized.
Right. Now, part of this tornado, they went through 1, 2, 3, 4 townships. Okay. So it traveled for like 39 miles, something like that is what they figured. Was an F5, which is, we haven't seen an F5 since Joplin, I think. So normally they happen more often, but I think it's been over 10 years since we've had an F5. But anyhow, the Historical Society in this next township is inside an old bank. They don't have any room to display anything. They're not interested in anything. If they had more room, I think they would be. But it's so crammed full of stuff, they don't have the room. So,
and that's sad too.
Run into that.
It's hard to imagine that there's more history out there than can actually be displayed, at the Historical Society or at the local museum.
Right. Because I would have a permission automatically that is supposedly haunted as well.
I want so bad to hunt a haunted property.
Right.
I know. Where is it? It's going to escape my mind. Somewhere in Illinois, there's a famous haunted playground.
Oh.
Something was there before, but now there's a playground there and it's haunted.
Right.
If I can get there. No, it's in Nebraska. I believe it's in Nebraska. Illinois or Nebraska.
There's a haunted playground somewhere where the swing by themselves and everything.
Yes.
I would love to see that.
I want to detect there. I think that'd be just awesome.
Oh, I can't wait till this summer. Oh, I can't wait. Jackson's taking me to Gettysburg, and he booked 2 nights. 2 nights at a haunted hotel. Now there's no guarantee we'll catch anything, but we're gonna meet Sandy and her husband of the Sandy and Toddcast show on Facebook and YouTube. And Sandy's a medium that I had on a live stream that has been to Gettysburg several times. Now I feel drawn to it because I counted a couple nights ago, I went through all my genealogy research. There are 17 men in both sides of my family that fought in that war. Now, 23% of the men in Michigan fought in the Civil War. That's a lot. But there's states that had more than that. Virginia and New York, I think, had more men fight in the Civil War than any other states. So the percentages are, I don't think they're 50%, but I bet you they're not far off.
But still, wouldn't it be cool to find something with initials on it that match the initials of someone in your family?
Right.
And to think this could have actually been his.
Right.
It gives me goosebumps thinking about it.
And what's really sad, when I checked the national Gettysburg National Park site, Devil's Den is closed off.
No.
July of 22, they closed it for repairs and upgrades because the paths it just was getting not safe for people to go there. They're completely redoing pathways and all that. They said it was going to take 18 months. Let's pray it doesn't, because it'll be a year and a month by the time we get there from when they started their construction.
A few years ago,
you can still see it from afar. But
good morning, Brian.
I had one family member, one ancestor pass away there.
We had been in Tennessee about 5 or 6 years ago with the family, and we were in Bulls Gap, Tennessee, where most of the family was from at the time. And Uncle Lacey, God rest his soul, he was with us, and we were driving through this little switchback trail that everybody goes on, and there's really rarely a place to pull over. And we came around, and he's like, pull over here. So we pulled over there, and he got out of the car, and there's this old cabin sitting there, and he started walking up to the cabin and stepping over the little boundary rope. And of course, here come the park rangers. Sir, you can't do that. And he whipped out his ID, and they were like, oh, go right ahead. It was the house he grew up in.
Oh my God.
And they were like, absolutely, show your family around, enjoy. So we all went over and checked the place out, and the ranger kept everybody else from coming through.
Right.
Because he's got a picture of him sitting on that porch as a little boy.
Yeah.
And I mean, he died, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago.
Right.
98 years old, so, but that felt like privileged just to be able to get onto this place nobody else could, just because of who he was.
Yeah. Well, my Bell family, father and son, both passed away at Gettysburg, and they were part of the Michigan cavalry that was there. So, but I so wanted to lay my hands upon Devil's Den and call out the names of the family members that died there. And I won't be able to do that. So
get a megaphone.
Huh?
Get a megaphone. Meet me at the border right here.
Yeah. Yeah. But On my
Morning,
dad's side, they
NorCal.
were all from the South. But my dad's family had brothers. One fought for the South and one fought for the North. And that. But they both weren't at Gettysburg. Only one was at Gettysburg.
Mm.
And then on my dad's side, there was a family member that disappeared after the Civil War. So many men were lost that they couldn't be identified,
Mm.
And his wife was left at home with children and she was blind. Can you
Oh.
imagine waiting for your husband to walk through the door or get some word in the mail? Nothing. She went to her grave not knowing what happened to him. So, and he's buried in Gettysburg Cemetery. So, but I don't think a lot of people realize that in the National Cemetery there are over 3,000 unmarked graves there. So we lost 50,000 men and either 6,000 or 9,000 horses on that battlefield.
Mm.
And the battlefield takes up 40 square miles, So
That's a lot of area to get lost in.
Yeah. Yep.
Good morning, Grandma Kelly.
Hi, Grandma Kelly.
Mm-mm-mm.
I'll be right back. I got to check my dog.
No problem. Hey, and Brian and the twins. Brian, get with me about that silver. We'll work out a trade, man. Get those stickers going for you. That would be awesome. I'm always up for some silver. Good morning, NorCal. So, this is the Park Rat Show. I'm super glad DJ came up on panel here to help me out because, well, without a co-host, I kind of flounder. So, I feel really blessed that she got up here and is helping me out. An absolute wealth of knowledge right there when it comes to research and where to go and where to look and who to ask when it comes to researching properties or getting permissions. If you're not already familiar with her, get to know her. She's more than happy, more than willing to help anybody out in learning the ropes of how to get the permissions you want to get in your area. No doubt about that. And wow, it's already 8:37. We got about 20 minutes left here. And then everybody should head on over to Rob's channel, FL Thunder Digging Florida with Rob, and check out the morning show with him and Charlie. Always a fun time. Always a lot of laughs. I'm sure all of you have been there before, but if you haven't, go. You will not regret it. Absolutely, Petey. Deej is awesome.
Thanks, Frankie.
Tell you, that would be one of my reasons for wanting to hit the lottery would be to travel more and meet more of these people that I've been seeing and interacting with for years. It's like Mark the Berg Hunter is like top of my list of people I want to meet, because I mean.
Yep. And then I didn't get that much time to spend with them at the event I went to in Pennsylvania. And that I was just in awe of all these talented detectorists that I met. And when we gather in the evenings, for pizza and that, I just sitting there listening to everybody talk. I should have got up and walked around more than I did.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, I've found the whole metal detecting community and treasure hunting community, the magnet fishers, the gold prospectors, are all friendly, open, willing to help, willing to teach, and that makes the community just that much stronger, because in so many different communities, everybody feels like they're competing against each other. And so they're not helpful, and they're not helpful to new people, or they will be, but I'll help you, but you got to stop hanging out with those people because they're
Either
bad.
that, or you find the ones that you do help, and they turn around and stab you in the back later.
Mhm.
Unfortunately,
Yeah, but it seems like
been a
with
few of those.
the Treasure fam, you know, they realize we're all about saving history. We're all in this together.
Yeah,
You know,
and what you do makes a difference on
absolutely.
the future of our hobby.
Every find counts, and every interaction with the public. I
Right.
don't care if the person is being a raging a-hole. You stay friendly, you stay happy, you stay polite
Mm-hmm.
because the neighbors are watching.
Right.
Okay. And they know.
Right.
You know, you've got a good morning, Kimberly. Hopefully you've recovered from yesterday. I was whooped when we got back yesterday. I came out to the garage and fell asleep for a
Hi,
few minutes.
Darby's down home.
So I better take a shower now because I might not make it through the night.
Well, I'm going to let somebody else get on here with you. I've got to start breakfast because boyfriend is stirring.
There you go.
Okay.
Thank you so much for coming up, Deej. I really appreciate the help.
Glad you're feeling better. I have to go through that sometime soon. I haven't decided when I'm going to do it yet. So
getting through it slow but sure.
Just wisdom teeth, you know, the bottom ones. But
yeah,
so far I can't find a surgeon that can say that I'm not going to lose feeling in my face. Well, shoot. I mean, they're not bad yet, but
I have lost feeling. I can't feel here, and I can't feel here. I can feel on the sides, but all of this is still numb.
Yeah, see, I had to have an upper and a partial on the lower because the radiation treatments and the chemotherapy fractured the roots of my teeth.
Oh, I'm just hoping to learn how to
were
talk
bad
right
enough. I mean, the shots were worse than anything. God almighty.
Yeah.
The bottom ones, that was the most hideous pain I've ever been through in my life. You'd think that we would have progressed in this form of medicine since the 1800s, for God's sake.
What I'm saying, it's like my gums are here, but the fake teeth are here. Why can't they make an arch that's actually the size of my mouth so I'm not all bulged out? You know, it's like I don't look like me.
I think your face looks very good.
Maybe it's just me, but you go through something like this, it kind of messes with your self-image a little bit.
It depends on how thick they made them, but they don't want to make them too thin. Otherwise, they'll wear out fast.
Yeah, well, it's this upper gum part is so thick. It's like, and of course, the plate inside at the palate is like a 1/4 inch.
Oh, mine isn't that thick.
It's like, am I going to have a tongue reduction so that it works right in that limited space?
No. But be real careful with hot beverages because now the roof of your mouth is protected. You don't want to scald your throat. I've done it once. Ooh, it's bad.
I did that with lasagna the other day.
Oh, God.
You think burning the roof of your mouth is bad? Try burning that little uvula thing in the back. Ooh. Yeah.
Bad.
It's like, I'll eat cold ravioli before I do that again. Anyway, I will let you go so you can get breakfast going. Thank you so much for being up here. Have an awesome day.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Oh, I couldn't imagine being allergic to Novocaine and laughing gas. And I did all of this on Novocaine. But the worst leg cramps last night. And we stayed hydrated. We were slamming water, but yeah, dehydration affects your muscles bad. All right. Yay, we got about 15 minutes here left, and then we'll all head over to Rob's and have a fun time there. Now, all of y'all see Kimberly Creamer, the Sunshine State Detectorist. I don't know when she's going to post it, but keep an eye on her shorts. She found a very, very unique silver yesterday. Boom. I've never seen one. Probably will never see another one in my life. Y'all are going to love that. So if you're not already subscribed to her, make sure you are, because when she decides to post that, You are not going to want to miss it. It's definitely a once-in-a-lifetime find. You watch videos for 100 years and probably never see anybody find another one like it. Tuesday afternoon, she says, is when that one will be out. So keep your eyes peeled. Watch for those notifications. 3 root canals without deadening. Oh, man, no chance. Sheldon, good morning, brother. Thanks for popping in. Glad to see you here. Hope the weather is working in your favor out there in Idaho. I'm slowly getting better. I did some filing on these this morning to make them fit better, but getting a professional fitting tomorrow. Yes, it's a bucket lister with a twist. I would say so. I mean, I made a little video clip about it. And then I made the second video clip about it as we learned more. And then I had to make another video clip about it because the more we studied on it, the more we realized what she had found. And it will absolutely knock your socks off, people. Oh, good stuff. We got 30 awesome people in the house. Hopefully everybody's waking up happy, learning some good stuff, and having a decent time. Take that positive energy you got going and carry it throughout the rest of the day. Don't be afraid to smile at a stranger. They're not going to think you're weird. It might just be the smile they need. Take it from Park Rat Potato Head. I may have to make a sticker like that. But speaking of making stickers, there will be some new Swifty stickers out. As you know, he has the ever-changing icon imagery at the bottom of his sticker. And since he's used up his last supply, it's time for round number 3. And if you're into collecting stickers, you're always going to want to make sure you do what you got to do to get those Swifty stickers, because it's never going to be the same twice. JP and Can Do are having an awesome time. JP did his stream last night. Can Do did his the night before. From Cottonwood, they got a great group of guys there. They're having some awesome fun. They're getting on the gold. And I wish I could be there. Absolutely wish I could be there, because it's just an awesome time getting together with the guys and hanging out. And again, learning more. Learning about the prospecting. Learning about reading the rivers. Chris Roberts. Easy enough. Shoot me an email. And I will email you back with my phone number, because texting works best. And if you've got a design we can work with, great. If not, let me know what elements you think you'd like to have in there, and we will go ahead and put them in and get you something designed. My email is my channel name, parkratmetaldetecting@gmail.com. That's gmail.com. Oh. Gets me is they build up these corners, Paula, and it rubs against the tendon and it pushes it into the gum. And it was like, I can't wait for these people to do their thing. I'm a machinist. I've been altering these myself to keep them comfortable. Oh, we can definitely work on a new sticker for you. You want to go with yellow? We could work on that, Dan. Get with me and we'll get something worked out for you. As always, remember, people, I'm a one-man show, so things can go kind of slow there. And I've had a few setbacks recently, teeth and sickness and stuff like that, death in the family. So I'm still a little bit behind on what I got to do. But yeah, would love to be your sticker guy and always appreciate the opportunity to help out and help people promote their channels. All right. Mm-hmm. There you can see PD Sandigger posting his channel link. Most of y'all have wrenches. James, Rebecca, Messy Hole, how you doing? Going to brunch. See you later, Kimberly. Have a fun time. You got a wrench, you want to post the link to your channel, go ahead and post it in there. Or if you see a channel here that you're not subscribed to, tap on them, head on over to their channel, give them a subscription. Remember to leave a comment on at least one of their videos so that subscription sticks. Everybody appreciates the help. There you go. There's Dan's link right there. There's Kimberly's link right there. And yeah, hit on those, man. Like Kimberly said, next Tuesday, she will be posting that video of the rare bucket lister with a twist. Oh, man. Yeah, the numbers go up and down, up and down, up and down. What kind of stuff we talking about, James? I mean, I keep getting out there and detecticating, that's for sure. And here we go. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, Pat. How you doing this morning?
Doing all right. About ready to take these suckers out and give myself a break from talking.
Yeah, I can understand that.
But slow but sure.
Yeah, slowly but surely, in a few months down the road, you'll be so happy you did it.
Yeah, it'd be nice to be able to talk again and maybe play the Jew's harp again and all that good stuff that I missed. Because back before, for, I don't know, 6 years now, if I twanged on the Jew's harp, the vibration made my teeth hurt.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so it's like I threw that sucker in a drawer and forgot about it.
And eat some solid food?
Oh, yeah. Dude, I'm ready for solid food. I want to chew something. And as soon as I'm able to, you'll see me eating corn off of both sides of the cob.
Morning, James and Rebecca. Kimberly, Frankie. Morning, everybody. Well, I was going to go out today. That's been put on hold, I think. So.
Yeah. Is it weather or?
No, one cat kept me up all night. He's been trying to use litter box and he can't go. So it's like, well, I gave him some laxative and I thought better not leave the house and leave him by himself. So.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Good to get those kind of views on shorts. Most of my shorts average about 1,200 to 1,700. I've had a few that go 2,000, 8,000, I'm not setting the world on fire, but it is keeping me viable in the community. So even though I wasn't too sure about it at first, I do recommend shorts. It's a great way to keep your channel out there in front of everybody. So it's not like, oh yeah, I remember him. It's that, hey, you've been there all along.
Yeah. My last short, just finding a rifle slug, has got 600 views.
You
know,
it's amazing. You get a silver dime and get like 800 views, and find a pull tab chain and get like 3,000.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but hey, if you're getting the views, who cares?
Yeah.
And if you happen to have cats or dogs, make a few videos of those and throw them on your metal detecting channel. They'll go
Oh, yeah.
viral, and you'll get a. I've got people that joined because you took such good care of that old kitty, and he's happy. I can see that, so they subbed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Yeah. Maybe I should post some videos of my crazy dog.
yeah. It'll get you more people, more views.
Everybody loves short shorts, Jim.
Good morning, Paula.
Young, old, it doesn't matter. If you got it, flaunt it. That's it. Life's too short to care about what other people think.
Look what Chris Roberts said to you. 1.500 views on a short after information you guys gave us in half a day.
Yep.
All right, there you go. That's what we're talking about. It's amazing what people will watch and comment on. And the shorts, I guess it's all, somebody said it's, the younger generation attention span. I just think it's also, there's so many channels and so little time to watch them all. You can watch somebody's short rather than watch a 10-minute video of theirs.
Messy hole, yeah. Talk about doing naughty things and getting caught on a trail cam. Unfortunately, the only naughty things I'd be doing are to myself, and nobody wants to see that. But if you do, let me know. I'll post something special for you. I find myself with the shorts, it's like, I'll watch a couple shorts because I don't have a lot of time. And an hour and a half later, it's like I've watched a few hundred shorts because they're so quick and easy. And it's like, give them that thumbs up, leave a little sweet. That's awesome, whatever. And boom, on to the next one, on to the next one. I find myself spending more time on shorts than anything else now.
Yeah.
It's been a good morning. Definitely had some good crowd up in here. We've still got 29 watching. Appreciate each and every one of you. Oh yeah, they will bring you into a hole. That's for sure. Even my wife, she'll like see one and I'm like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "I'm in the rabbit hole." I'm like, I warned you. Tom Kingery, good morning.
Good morning, Tom.
Absolutely right, Jim. All women are beautiful. Each and every one of us has our own little bit of perfection in us. We just got to get out of our own heads to realize that. Still have soap. I think you can rent a wood splitter from like Home Depot.
Yeah.
Run that thing for a couple hours and then bring it on back to them. Oh, goodness. All right. Well, we are going to gear up to get out of here. Rob's stream is starting in 2 minutes, so give everybody a chance to freshen up their drink, run to the bathroom, do whatever it is you got to do. And I appreciate y'all being here. We'll be doing it again next week. Co-host or no co-host, I'll try and plan a little better. And hopefully we'll have a full smile, bottoms and everything.
See y'all over there at Rob's.
Until then, Park Rat Potato Head signing off. Y'all have a great Sunday. And I will see you over at Rob's. And bye, everybody.